But without those step 1 through 8 in place, you're going to be playing at a very small level, right? You might be a 6-figure business maybe, but even then it's going to be really hard. You're probably still going to be working 60 hours a week. But once you get through steps 1 through 8, then you're really in a position to start really just blowing up your business, exploding it. I'm Eric Dahl, owner of Dahl Integration Marketing and creator of the Independent Business Method. I help business owners build independent businesses that grow without them so they have time freedom, the ability to sell their business for top dollar, pass on to the next generation, or simply collect checks while they explore the world. Today, there's a new breed of business owner in the world, one that's not tied down by their business, but is in complete control of their business. And you can become this new independent business owner. We call ourselves independent business builders, where you're not dependent on any one marketing or advertising strategy to grow your business. You're not dependent on any one employee or supplier. You're not dependent on any government. You're not dependent on any banks or investors. Instead, you exist in a world where you control your time and income. So all right, so let's go through the 9 steps. That'll set the tone for the rest of the weekend. So the first step is we want to attract highly qualified leads, right? So that's step 1. Because if we don't have leads, then we won't have sales, right? So that's step 1. We got it, and we do that by implementing a lead attractor. So we've got to have a lead attractor, and we'll talk about a different type of lead attractor later. We'll get in more detail with that. 2, once you have the leads, then we have to convert those leads into customers, right? And I look at the trigger offer as really just being this process in a relationship where we're trying to change the relationship from just somebody being a looky-loo, like, oh, it's great information, to somebody who is seriously considering doing business with you, right? And so we have to understand the psychology here. We're going to go into that a lot. But really what we're looking for here is a time commitment, or we're looking for some kind of money exchange, or both, right? So a lot of times, if you're in a product-based business, like Raven, for example, you're gonna try to figure out some kind of low-ticket offer that's a really low barrier, really irresistible, and have them purchase that, right? That'll change the relationship. Service-based businesses, a lot of times, that's some kind of free consultation. It could be a webinar, but there's some tricks there that I think makes, because a lot of people talk about the free consultation. How is this different than that? Well, I'll tell you about that later. We'll go into more detail about that. 3, then we want to profit with our primary offer. The primary offer is that flagship offer, right? It's the most profitable thing that we like to sell. It's what we're known for. And you can see that we've put in a lot of work, right? Which is, I think, contradictory to what most people do. Most people start out with this right out the gate. They go, okay, I'm going to sell you my primary offer right out the gate. And that's why they have a 1%, 3% conversion rate, right? What we're trying to do here is one lead attractor attracts the right people to us, right? So that's another thing. We've got to make sure that our lead attractor is going to really attract the right people, right? People that have the highest probability of converting, right? Because this makes sense now. And then our step 2 builds on that. So by the time somebody comes to our primary offer, which is step 3, it's a no-brainer for them. It really shouldn't be like this push sales process. It should be every step is an experience that the prospect enjoys, gets excited about, right? So that's really what we're looking for here. For example, my most recent client that just came on board, okay, and again, we sell a $2,000 item. He was literally calling me on his way running home. He was calling me, letting me know that he's going to get on board and he was going to do it as soon as he got home. I didn't have to chase him down and, hey, are you going to do this or not? He's calling me, so I knew that he was getting ready to order, right? He was excited. He could not wait. And that's what we're talking about here. We want our process to be an experience. People are excited because we're solving that problem that they have, right? It's like, yes, I finally get this thing off my back. Yes, that's where we want it to be. But if you start with the profit, with the step number 3, you won't have any of that excitement. You won't have any of that build-up. You won't have any of that inspiration there. It just won't be there. And that's why you'll have these low conversion rates. And so we want to have those steps in there. And then 4, we want to increase the average transaction size, with from our primary offer, right? So I call it the customer value optimizer. I call it a strategic upsell or downsell. So why is it strategic? Well, really, because here's a mistake a lot of people make is when they position their primary offer, what they do is they just give everything, right? They give everything up front. They say, hey, here's everything I got. Here's all my best stuff. And what you want to do is you want to understand the value you bring to the table, right? So you have to understand that when you have this customer value optimizer, you're adding more value to that original offer, right? So the customer value optimizer is either you're going to help them automate that result that they're looking for, or you're going to help them speed it up. If that makes sense. So you guys are here at my workshop. What do you think this is? And I'm assuming a lot of you guys are already masterclass clients. But what do you guys think, just based on what I just told you, and the primary offer course is a masterclass, right? What is the customer value optimizer here? You guys, like, what would you call the workshop? I should actually say it that way. It's customer value optimizer, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it's built, it's there to help you speed up your ability to get results with the funnel vision method, right? It's a customer value optimizer. That's what it is. So think about those things, and over time it'll increase my overall transaction size, right? So that's how we're trying to look at this stuff. And you can have multiple customer value optimizers throughout the line. Then step 5 is we want to now automate the sales and follow-up process, right? And you got to learn more about the 5 stages of follow-up. I'll go into more detail about that. But this step 5 is all about automation, right? We're trying to figure out ways that we can really make our sales process scalable. So step 1, 2, and 3, we're getting our offers dialed in, it's working, it's converting, and then when we get to step 5, now we're trying to take what we just learned, all the data, all the experience that we've had, how can we now automate this, right? Do we hire someone? Do we hire someone to run the sales for us? Do we create a webinar? Do we create a video sales letter? What are some things that we can do to start making this process more scalable so we can get in front of more people, right? That's what step 5 is. And so it's very, very, very critical, the whole process. And then number 6, once you get past number 5, you're gonna have a certain amount of people, right, on your list that they're just not gonna convert, right? On average, you might have 80 to 90% of people or more that haven't become customers yet on your email list. So you can do 2 things. 1, you can just, yeah, okay, whatever, Or 2, you can have a specific game plan on how you're going to follow up with those people and get them to purchase from you later. And that's what this step's all about. So step 6 is we want to plan and execute a profitable yearly editorial and promotional calendar. And now I model this after my experience with Oldfields, because we worked with them for a couple of years, and every year they ran the same promotions at the same time, right? So for example, I'm trying to think, June would be like a summer clearance sale or something like that, right? July would be 4th of July sale, right? The whole month they'll have it going. Every month they had the same promotions from like last year. The only difference was, of course, they freshened up the content. They made the content better, things like that. But when you look at the big guys, McDonald's, for example, McRib, I love McRib. Now it's back on sale, and it's always around this time, right? Every year it's around this time they start bringing back some of those things, and that's how we want to look at it, because we take our business from being unpredictable to being predictable, right? The big guys just do the same damn thing every year. Pardon my French. Is it damn considered a bad word? I don't know anymore.
Not too bad.
I remember. Yeah. Say dang.
Would you let your little girl say it?
Dang.
Damnation. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, I guess if she said, I'd probably be a little bit. Hey, you don't say that. Yeah.
As long as that is bad as it gets.
Yeah, it's not bad against me. So dang. I always like dang, it's kind of a funny word. Dang. I could say fiddlesticks, not little.
There you go.
So yeah, but that's where we want to go with that. So we want to have that in place, and that's also part of the content too, right? Because sometimes in some industries, it may not make sense to have all these different promotions, discounts, all this kind of stuff, right? A lot of source-based businesses, you might be selling one thing, it might be extremely expensive. Like I had a client who was selling a $46,000 financial plan, right? He's not going to be having like promotions every year, and discounts and whatnot, right? So his whole thing is going to be like having a content piece, editorial account every month that's going out, or every week, to just make sure he's in front of people, getting value, so they come back. So things like that. So we have to understand, part of the stuff too is also understanding our industry, and you can just kind of tweak it to fit. But you have to have these elements in place. From my experience, if you don't have these things, then you're going to be, we're not going to, reach the goal, which is to build a business that can grow value. We're not going to do that. We have to have all these steps in place. So once you get there, now we're going to step 7. Step 7 is a very important piece. Now we start to get really serious about our documentation, right? So our first, from steps 1 through 6, we're super focused on really sales, marketing, getting our sales process systematized. Really, it's really what we're focusing on there. But step 6, now we start to look at our operations and the fulfillment. How can we make things better? How can we make things more streamlined? And we start to look at how can we start to build a team. Who do we need, right? And the only way to build a team, you have to train the team, right? You have to have systems in order to train them. And that's a big mistake a lot of people make. And I made this mistake early on too. My first, I brought on 5 people, and I remember one of my guys, he was supposed to be an SEO, but then he ended up doing all this other stuff too, because I didn't have a system. I didn't have a plan or anything. I was like, yeah, dude, that sounds good. Go ahead and do it. They called me up, hey, Eric, I had this idea. You want me to try to do it? Sure. And of course, I ended up paying them for random stuff that really I didn't have any, And so that's something I learned really early on. Do not hire people until you have your process dialed in. You understand what they're specifically going to be doing, how long it's going to take them, and also, is it really going to add to the bottom line, right? Those are things. Because another mistake people make, and I'll just share this with you guys really quick, is they hire for projects, not processes. A project is a one-time thing. Great, hire somebody for that. But when you start to hire people to run processes, that's when you start seeing freedom in your business. So keep that in mind, because there's a difference. Processes are ongoing, right? Ongoing systems. And a project is a one-time deal. And so you have to be able to categorize those things. You have to understand the differences. Because I've seen businesses go broke just on that, just not understanding that difference. So very key. Then from there, we go into building what I call hiring funnels. And it's the same idea. We're trying to get leads for our positions that we need filled. So we create these hiring funnels, and we advertise these hiring funnels like we do our products. We get the lead in the door. We have a whole process of hiring, right? Our whole interview process. All those things, how we follow up with them. All those things are documented. How we train the new team members, how we onboard them. All that stuff's documented. We automate as much as we can, and that's step 8. Because now that we have step 1 through 8 dialed in, now we're in a position where now we can really start to scale our business to that next level, right? I'm talking 7, 8, 9 figures. But without those step 1 through 8 in place, you're going to be playing at a very small level, right? You might be a 6-figure business maybe, but even then it's going to be really hard. You're probably still going to be working 60 hours a week. But once you get through steps 1 through 8, then you're really in a position to start really just blowing up your business, exploding it. So that's what it's all about. That's the goal. So here's the first exercise, guys. First one is...
I'm Eric Dahl, and until next time, follow your vision, be independent, and leave a legacy. Learn more at www.independentbusinessbuilder.com.